It has indeed been a while, but in my absence, I have achieved something that I never thought would have been possible. I have achieved a state of sheer enlightenment, but only due to a certain Zenless Zone Zero fire defense character named Ben Bigger. Of course, that would be Benlightenment. I low-key said enlightenment earlier, so I ruined this whole thing. It's late, and I just got here, okay? My bad. But I'm of course here to show you that I have converted from just being a generational Ben hater to a more forgiving Soldier 11 glazer. Instead of making an apology video to Benjamin Larger, we will actually just be talking about Ben Bigger as a normal character. That's right, Ben Bigger actually gets the pass before Nekomata does. The reason for this is just because this Nekomata character is still below Soldier 11. Look who's in third place, look who's in fourth. I mean, come on now. Of course, we have to start the Ben Bigger video glazing Soldier 11 somehow. But before we can actually get into the video, we have a few things we gotta get out of the way. Thank you guys for the support on all the previous videos. Again, I apologize, my time management is terrible, and I obviously am not able to make videos as fast as I could originally. But once my exams are done, I will definitely be making a tier list video, plus an Anton video, and I'll probably be talking about Lighter at some point because this guy is kinda crazy. Spoilers, he will be on the peak Soldier 11 team for a while. And also, I gotta plug the Discord as well. Please join up. The working link is in the description as well as the YouTube bio. And of course, I must glaze the boosters here. So thank you to Japan Burger, Eric, Baku, Chimpira, Dio, Game Heat, G Fighter 898, Kiro, La'ane, Moople, Omega, Pine, Say Less, and Tusktails. I'm pretty sure we have more people here, but they removed the role from themselves because they're strange creatures. So, I mean, if you do end up watching the video and you didn't get mentioned, just let me know. And this box here, I mean, it's a certain gift that you would probably know if you're in the server. I mean, if you know, you know, with like the chain and the rose emoji next to it. But yes, okay, let's talk about Ben. Of course, the 1.0 Defender solo specimen. This guy was most likely the biggest flag to be like, this whole classification is just gonna be a mess. Of course, my counterattack will give me a Golden Apple Absorption Heart Shield, and I can also drop a nuke on the enemy as long as I got hit if I'm running my signature Wenjin. This is not Ben hate, this is more like Ben pondering. Why would they do that to this character? I mean, of course, you have the standard defender gets defense converted into attack. I mean, we've seen that before, but I mean, not really as a defender unit. We've seen them as a DPS who just is very much easier to build because, of course, the defense with double crit substats is able to roll properly. But no, I can't. No, we can't be having that with my disc 6 attack percent when I have double crit. Of course, it'll just roll 4 times into everything else besides crit. Oh, sorry, I'm getting a little carried away, but if you couldn't tell, yes, the Ben artifacts rolled properly, but unfortunately, I'm using the wrong set on him. Fun fact, if you're trying to build Ben the correct way, do not follow the recommended drive discs because he is not supposed to be a support. If you look at that shield on the defender class, you will realize that that shield actually has more surface area than a sword. Therefore, he's actually a big attacker. This is what the path of Benlightenment has truly shown me. No, I am not going crazy. It just makes so much sense. Have you seen this guy hit 147 million damage on one ult? Do you see my vision now? Do you get it? I'm sorry. It's late. And I just cannot get over how much of a specimen Ben Larger actually is. Because it actually looks like they had 2 different sets of teams working on the same character. One team decided to make a generalist Ben support build, which is like really not that good. Of course, Absorption Hearts, yeah. You also get some crit rate for free. Yep, thumbs up emoji, that's perfect. And the other team is like, guys, I know he has a counterattack, so what if we made it so every time that he does get hit and he counters, it's a guaranteed crit, and it can do almost up to 1000% crit damage that scales based off of his defense. And then someone just hit this, hold up, his writing is this fire. They actually made his Wenjin DLC for his kit. And of course, the proper way to build him is as Nuclear Ben. Get rid of this energy set because he is not a support, bro. In the future, when there's a 2-piece crit damage set that comes out, you are putting that on Ben. This 4-piece on the defense set is terrible. Please do not ever use this thing. As long as you do not run that 4-piece, get as much defense as you possibly can on this character. If I don't see you with 10,000 defense base stat, I think you're doing something wrong. Benjamin Larger requires only but a small sum of defense to do absolutely hollow destroying damage. I have no gameplay of myself, I'm not even gonna lie, so whatever you see in the background is really bad. But I mean, just know, this guy is capable of doing ridiculous amounts of damage. However, he is still pretty restrictive when it comes to his time interval. This effect can only activate every 7.5 seconds, and of course, it requires you to get hit before it can activate. And of course, there is also the problem of him possibly trying to attack someone who is stunned and is not able to proc the passive alone. I am very uncertain when it comes to whether or not this character is able to maintain a charge on it if he switches out the field. This is another source. I made it up in my dream kind of moment. I'm fairly certain he's able to maintain the charge, but if not, just let me know. And now I'm actually being slightly real. He has some issues when you get him. Without his Wenjin and M6, his damage is obviously not going to be that great, and I mean, then you'll be forced to build him as a normal support unit. And when you're locked into building him the quote-unquote proper way, this guy is just terrible. With that being said, however, he has a singular team that he could possibly get away with, at least when you build him for the support build. I mean, like, you can guess who it is probably by like these very obvious context clues. Of course, it is none other than Soldier 11. This is the original team that apparently was very good according to GameMate. I don't think I have a screenshot of it right now, but this is the original team lineup. Soldier 11, Kaleda, and Ben. A team comp that is very mid now because we have so many better options. But this was actually the recommended OG mono fire team. Instead of running Lucy, you'd actually run Ben. But even then, you're not making use of the nuclear Ben power, which really is just the focus of his kit, so he shouldn't be put on a team as a support unit. I don't know, man. I mean, like, sure, you can help build stun faster when you do your combo attack with Kaleda. You can give 12% crit rate to everyone on the team. But I mean, like, still, you don't get an anti-interruption shield. And there's just so many things missing, so obviously he's going to be put into the bottom tier as a support unit who actually doesn't want to support you but wants to DPS instead. This is literally me on bat, by the way. But as I returned from my path of Benlightenment, I've come here to say that Ben is actually pretty okay. In terms of his kit, it's a bit bad because everyone has a better version of everything that he offers, and especially when you consider that his Wenjin is basically just DLC for his original kit, and also the fact that you kind of do need M6 to do at least decent damage. He has a few issues. I mean, it would make sense because he's kind of like a free character. He's also part of the defense class, which has no direction at all. He got kind of trolled by the devs low-key, but if you do build him, he is not the worst in the game. And of course, Zenless is one of those games where you can pretty much get away with almost anything. It's not impossible for you to solo a Shiyu defense with Benjamin Larger. Okay, if you're actually doing that, you may need to be checked into a mental institution, perchance. However, he is still a pretty solid character overall, and of course, if people just excessively hate, they obviously didn't try to build him. And of course, if it's not Nekomata, I will only make fun of them in a joking manner. I have not learned at all from this previous video. Okay, finally. Oh, jeez. 4 takes. This took 4 takes to do, and I didn't even glaze Soldier 11 enough here. Man, like, it's just ridiculous. If there's anything I'm consistent with, it's being consistently late with my uploads. I have been a little bit busy, as well as a bit self-doubty when it comes to my scripts. I don't know if I'm trying to be the full schizo, or if I'm trying to be a somewhat serious individual, I don't know. But it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. If you guys still like watching this content, of course, I'll just keep making it. If you guys watch all the way through, I appreciate it a lot. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. We're almost at 1,000 subscribers. That'll be pretty cool. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it a lot. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.